Well, I caught that couple of fish today, but I'm gonna take the RICSKIF home and I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna take my motor mount, take my saws off, or reciprocating saw, whatever you want to call it, and cut down through here, cut that out, and move all of it back here, and have the motor mounted back here on the back. Even though I'm going to use that, and it's going to be at this level, so it'll still be open up here, so if the water comes over, it'll just run right out the back. But with the motor mounted up in here on those narrow creeks I made up there in the marsh, it's just too slow a turning. It makes it just a wide turn, so I'm having to kind of like I do a 3-point turn like a car or a truck. Turn a little bit, back it up, and then do it again to turn in the creek. My RICSKIF here with the motor mounted on the back, now I can spin it around within its own length basically. But that's what I'm gonna have to do with this one. So I'm gonna take it home this weekend, trim this out, and square it up a little bit. Get me some more foam and glue it in here. Move that back here, glue it in. Set my motor back here, run my new control cables back here. And I like the idea of it being up in there because I can tilt my motor up and it's still inside the back of the boat. But now I'm gonna have to change it. And I'm gonna probably get a trailer and put it on a trailer. A whole lot easier than loading that thing in and out the back of the truck. As you can see here, my rod tubes, they work real good. So next time you see it, I guess all this will be moved back here. So another couple of days of work. And gluing it, cutting this out and gluing it and moving that I can do in a couple of hours. But it takes a couple of days because I got to paint it, glue it, glue the cloth on it, let it dry, paint it, let it dry, paint it, let it dry. They eat up 2 or 3 days doing that, so I don't know. That's one good thing about a foam boat. If you don't like it, you can change it. A little bit of Gorilla Glue and a saw and you can redesign it. So next time you see it, it's going to be redesigned. Well, I've got the RICSKIF ready to go back to the marsh after I move the motor. Got a little bit more set up. Here's my transducer setup. Pretty simple. Just got some PVC. I got to buy me 2 end caps to stick on here. I didn't want to make another trip to Lowe's. But it can just move up and down according to whether I get in shallow water, and I just take it off when I'm traveling. Stick it down under there. Depth finder's gonna mount up here. Got my rod holders. And for the ones of you that saw this before, the motor mount was sitting right here. And all this was open, just like the solo skiff. But it didn't turn with a darn down in the marsh in the shallow creeks, narrow creeks. It didn't turn tight enough to make a U-turn in the creek. So I moved the motor back to the back because my other kayak that I built, it works great. I can spin right around. So hopefully this one will do the same thing. I like the motor being up here in the center. That way I can just reach from the seat and just spin around and just tilt the motor up and lock it in place. Now I've got to do a lot of pulling to get it locked in place. So it'll work. And the back is open instead of scupper holes. The back end is open. I left it open back here on the back. And when it was all the way open in the center here, no water came in at all. It was a couple inches above the water line. But I got to thinking I didn't put this in my neighbor's pond and try it out. So I hope with the motor hanging on the back, it's still not going to take on water on the back end. I'll find out. I just put 2 pieces of foam in the truck. So I'm fixing to head to the marsh now. I'm in Columbia. I got a 150-mile ride to get to the house, and so I'll find out how it's going to work. You can see there it has opened up on both sides, so if water comes over the front, or if it's raining, it'll just run out the back. So we'll see how that's going to work when we get to the marsh. I'll show you how it's going to look all set up. We'll see how it works. That'll be a couple hours away. Our day is July 6th. I just got down here to the landing. I got down here earlier, and dummy me left my battery sitting at home, so I had to turn around and drive back to the house and get it and come back. This is basically the maiden voyage for the RICSKIF. I'm going against the tide right now. The tide's coming in pretty strong. Doing 3.8 miles an hour against the tide, so I'm happy with that. Can't complain there. I had to make one minor adjustment. I had to move, tilt my motor up. I have my lock over here where I could tilt it up and I lock it in right here. But it was a little too tight for my control linkages, so I had to move it back where I had it to start with, back here on the back. And it's working real good there. So I'm gonna get out here in the main channel and let the tide kind of take me back toward the trees back over here, and I'm gonna fish back up in there. I hadn't even tried to catch any bait yet. I'll wait till I get up here to one of the other creeks and try to catch some maybe. Or I might try right over here, depending on whether I see any jumping around or not. When the tide gets in like this, it's hard to catch bait. They get up in the grass and the water deep, and it's kind of hard to find them. At least for me with my little small net. We'll see how it goes today. So far the boat's working great. We'll see.